how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to City Skylines and the Green Power scenario. I hope you're having a good one, because today, I gotta be honest, I'm feeling a little bit sick. It's been really humid recently. It's been really warm recently. I've been sleeping weird because it's been so humid and warm. I'm not firing in all cylinders today, but I want to play some City Skylines. So that's why, one, the hair is the way it is, and two, the headphones are, I can't be bothered setting up the in-ear monitor things because they're not comfortable. This is so much more comfortable. Sweatpants, an old t-shirt, some headphones, and some City Skylines. That sounds like a great way to spend, I'd say well, it is my night, but it's also 4:30 in the morning, so sounds like a great way to spend some time. And what also sounds like a pretty good idea is doing something a little bit different today, because I want to make an entertainment area. I want to make an area that people can go to for not necessarily stadiums, but things like the Expo Center, like this guy. I think that'd be kind of cool to put in here, or the Science Center, just some modern buildings in this space, just to look a bit different, because I'm kind of tired of this same old. I want something that looks interesting, something that's different, something that's, you know, not just the same old. So let's start, as we mean to go on, and let's just do a little bit of a path. Let's just outline that entire area so people can walk around it. Let's do a little section of path right there so people can get away from that crosswalk. And actually down here as well, let's do that. And that'll be pretty good. In fact, we could just go ahead and upgrade that entire thing to be a bit of a nicer path, since that's the one we used down at the bottom there as well. So we'll do something like that. People can walk around, they can do their thing, and that's going to give us a bit of a divide from that space into this space right here. Now, I'm probably not going to forgive myself for this a little bit later on, but we're going to do a Crossroads here. It's probably going to be a disaster, but we're going to do it anyway, because we just are. There's not really any good reason for it. We're just gonna. And I'm going to start by doing, let's do 40 units. Let's do 10. Let's do 10. Let's do, I guess we could get away with, we could get away with 20 there actually. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to about here. We're going to come down to about there. We're going to come over. We're going to go down. We're going to go like that. We're going to have a weird kind of one-way system going around this whole thing. We're going to have some roads sort of intersecting, but at least this way we have some interesting space to work with. And that's kind of what I'm wanting. So in terms of the buildings that we're putting in here, it would be nice if they would go central, but just like I've always said, man, I don't understand why they don't. I don't get it. I don't understand why I can't put these buildings. Why are they odd numbers? I don't get it. I don't get it. This one's fine. We could actually put the servicing services offices in here, or an academic library. Yeah, that could go in as well. But I don't know. We could do that as well, actually. The aquarium, that'd be kind of a cool place for that. Or somewhere else, I guess. Can this go? Ooh, that's kind of cool. I want that guy there. That's a cool spot for it. Because what we can do, if we really want to, is bring this road straight up there. Maybe not. Actually, yeah, let's do that, because then we can put taxi stands alongside it, even though we don't have taxis right now. We're gonna have taxis, but we don't have them. Let's just put them over here. Is that actually a good spot for them? It could be. It definitely, hold on a minute. I think I can see what we can do with them here. Hold on. So what if I put a little bit of road? Oh, come on. Don't be like that, cities. Don't be like that. That would be perfect. That would be so perfect. I guess we could do this. And then hope that the taxis can go in that road. Yeah, there we go. It's a bit nasty looking, but it does the job, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and put some taxi stands just over here. So right there and there. And that fills in the space kind of nicely. I'm also realizing this place is on a big hill. That's going to be fun to deal with. You know what else is fun to deal with? These buildings not being even numbers. That's fun to deal with. Okay, so let's do a little loop there, and let's go ahead and put the expo center right about there. And I want to see if I can put a metro station in front of it, because I feel like this kind of place would have metro stations and things like that just everywhere. We could do a big square one in here, which would be neat, but I do kind of want one of these guys. You know, I want one of the newer metro stations in here. So we could do that, right? We could put that guy in there. This guy's not really going to fit by the looks of it. It would fit there, which wouldn't be so bad, but I don't know. I guess we could do an above ground one if possible. Ooh. Oh, going right alongside the expo center. That'd be such a cool place for it. Oh, that would be such a cool place for it. Hold on. Can I get like a, where's the chunky? Is that the chunky elevated one? That isn't the, is that's the chunk. What is that? What are you? Elevated dual island platform with, okay, no, that's not gonna fit, is it? What is this one? Ground bypass train station? No. What is elevated bypass metro station? It'd be nice if they fit, but they don't. We're just gonna go with this guy, I think. And where have we got metros coming in? So we have some options, I guess. I guess. I don't know that we do, but I want a metro station alongside the expo center. So I'm gonna have one, and it's gonna be like right there. I think that looks kind of cool. I think that's a good place for a metro station. Or, thinking about it, would it make more sense to do the track first so that we can get it lined up? I don't know if we can do this, thinking about it, but we should probably find, so if I did that, can I slap a track on the end of that or a station on the end of that? It doesn't look like it, does it? Okay, so this isn't going to be central, but that's fine. We can work with that. I guess if I try and get this as central as possible, that's going to help. So sort of there, and then bring the tracks from there. That's respectably central, I think. Respectably being the key word there. I think that's all right. I don't hate it. Okay, so this will work for metro. It's just going to go across here and probably connect to that station, which is a weird thing for it to do, but I'm sure it'll be fine. We don't have any above ground metro connections in this side of the city right now, so that's probably nothing to worry about. Nothing at all. I'm just going to have to figure it out. I'm just going to have to probably bring this track through here, bury it in there somewhere, loop it around everything and connect it to that guy somehow. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but we'll figure it out. What I do want to do, I guess, is get more buildings in here. So let's have a look at this guy. The old, what is that? The science center. And I'm thinking what I want to do is I'm going to put it there, but I'm also going to try and rotate it so that it's going to be facing the other way. Because I think having the round, ooh, admittedly having that side of it facing all of, oh, hold on, that's an industrial area. Do I want any side of this building facing an industrial area? Not really, but we're gonna have the rounded side of it facing the industrial space, because I think that looks better alongside the motorway, right? I just think it looks cooler. So that's kind of what we're doing. And then this guy, I mean, it's pretty much just gonna stay as is. I'm gonna bring this back out though, just so that this goes to about there. And I think that'll be all right. Or, well, maybe that'll be okay. I'm not certain. I am not certain that that's going to be a good idea to have that connection, but we're going to do it because I want to see what happens. So, we have an expo center. We have a science center. What else do we need? We have the ziggurat garden, which I'm not interested in. And we also have the aquarium. And the aquarium, I think I am interested in, mostly because I think I think that's a really cool metro line right there. Going past the aquarium, going past the science center. I just think that looks cool. Although I also wonder, no, I can't get it in there. That's okay. What about down here? Or even there? The aquarium in that corner might be better. I don't know. I don't know. I don't hate it. I'm gonna be saying that a lot because this is gonna be one of those slow sort of figuring it out kind of design episodes. So there's gonna be a lot of I don't hate it. And I don't mind it. It's not terrible. It could be a lot worse. The road layout on this is admittedly kind of terrible, but I don't mind that too much. And I think we're gonna go with that. You know, I do wonder if I can maybe get where is the little tower? This little guy. Getting that guy in there would have been kind of cool. I could put it in there and get like kind of a little, what is that? That's the sea and skyscraper. It wouldn't look terrible in there, but I do think I want some kind of tower, and maybe that one, maybe transport tower right there would be kind of interesting, or maybe right there would be better for transport tower. It is ever so slightly in the shadow of the one next to it, but I don't mind that too much. Although I guess what we could also do is put a little bit of road right there and put transport tower on that. And I think I prefer that. I think that looks better. It kind of gives it its own little footprint. We can do some detailing around it. We can do something else in this space, maybe a park, some plazas or something like that. And then this space in the middle, I mean, we have options. We could do some memorials. We can do a climate research station. We have all of these things too to play with, which are pretty cool buildings. You know, we've got a software development studio. We have a space shuttle launch site. We have a TV station. There's cool things to put in here. I don't know that I want to do skyscrapers in all of this space. I feel like what I want is more along the lines of like one really interesting building kind of here, and then I want to put parks around it. So we just need to find the one really interesting building. And I mean, we have the Modern Art Museum. We have this weird looking stadium. We have some proper stadiums, which wouldn't look terrible. We could do, I don't know what we could do in here. That one's a bit too big. This one is Stamford Bridge. Not too sure about it. We have the Juventus Stadium, which is huge, but actually, if I get it right, it does fit. It's just way too big. I think the football stadium is what we're going to have to go for, and we're going to try and get it so it's sort of there, so that the metro goes around it. I think that's going to be kind of important. I think that kind of works. That looks kind of interesting. The road layout is, again, just a nightmare, but I don't mind that too much. And I'm thinking what we'll do is just go ahead and make this entire area into a park, because that is basically what it is. It is just one giant park that everyone can go to and chill in and enjoy and do their thing and do whatever. So we'll detail it. We'll make it all nice like, and we'll hopefully see a bunch of people wanting to come out here and just spend all their money and spend all their time. And I don't know. I don't remember if parks in City Skylines are ever profitable. I'm not gonna lie. I genuinely don't remember. There's a lot of things that, you know, the break that I took from playing this game, I forgot some things. So I'll be pleasantly surprised if it turns out that I can make bank off of a giant park. So it's gonna be called Lake Meadows, apparently, which is a name. In terms of the actual park part of it, I mean, what can we do? What can we do? We have some choices. We have some options, of course. I'm thinking honestly, we're just going to go for some sort of main gate type stuff there. We'll do a gate, I guess, down here as well is a spot for one. We can't really do too much with gates everywhere, but we can do them in a few different spots. So we'll do one kind of here. We'll do one there. We can do some gates. We could do one, let's see, is that in line with the one below? I think that is. So that can run straight down and that'll be fantastic. We can hopefully get away with doing some kind of gate over here as well. I'd really like to run one down that way. And I hope that I can actually get that to connect. Let's just find out. No, because there's a pillar in the way. I don't really want to have to adjust the metro line to make that work. So maybe this guy has to like curve a bit and maybe be a little bit weird. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on this one. Because what we could do is obviously kind of have it go that way and then underneath the metro. But I feel like it's just going to look kind of ugly regardless of what we do here. I mean, I guess that's okay. It could look better, but it could also look a lot worse. I don't know. Maybe we can hide that with some trees and make it look less hideous. I'm not convinced though. I'm not really convinced by that layout. So we have some fences in here. They're not perfect, but they'll do the job. And I'm thinking we'll go ahead and put some restrooms right about there at this weird sort of pedestrian roundabout thing that we have going on. I'm thinking we can probably go ahead and put a park info booth, maybe just, I don't know, where can I put a park info booth? It'd be nice if I could put this underneath a metro station or a metro line, but I can't. Can I do a cafe behind the stadium? I can. So we're going to do a cafe back there. And I guess the info booth can kind of go, I don't know if we need one. To be completely honest, we'll do an info booth down there and I guess that's okay. And I guess technically these can go anywhere. And I also totally forgot about these guys down here. Okay, is that the main gate? That is the small park main gate. Okay, let me move it. So it's going to live there. And we're going to bring this path into... Oh, where do I want to bring this to? We might want to shuffle this all a little bit. Just a little bit, but a little bit regardless. Because we can do something like... Oh... Could I get that to, like, cross over to there? Because if I could, that would be really nice. I don't know if I can. I don't know that I can. So I think what we'll just do is a little gate right about there. A gate about there. And I can't... That one's being weird. I don't know why that is, but that works out. And then I guess what we'll do is a gate, say, there and there. We can connect those guys up as well. We can connect this guy... I don't know. Well, you can just move it and connect it down at the bottom there. So that'll work out. We'll get fences around all of those. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cover this area in trees because I think that's kind of going to look good. I really do. I have a feeling that just these, you know, massive buildings surrounded by just a bunch of trees, it's going to be a bit of a look, to be honest. I think it'll be cool. So now we have the job of just placing a whole bunch of trees by hand, and it's sort of just hitting me what I've signed up for here, because there's a lot of space for a lot of trees. And I do want a really good amount of density on this as well. I want it to look not overgrown, but I want the buildings to sort of pop out of the, you know, the area. I want the, I want the white of the concrete to just really like glow through this absolute sea of leaves and green, I guess. And I'm gonna put some color into all this as I always do, but this is gonna take a minute. It really is, but I think it's gonna look good. I think it'll be kind of cool, and I think getting some public transport connections to all this is gonna be such a good thing as well. I'm hoping we're gonna see a lot of people coming over here. I'm hoping we're going to see a lot of people wanting to visit all the locations. I think there's a match going on at the minute, so it's already working. It's just going to be a case of actually, I guess, just getting everything connected and getting everything surrounded by these trees. In fact, let's do the connections first. At least let's do some buses, because we do have some buses coming down here. So what we could do is have a bus that starts there and goes to the front of the stadium, goes to there, and then goes in front of you, goes to about there. And I do want it to come back around. I do want these guys to like, I want it to just loop. I want it to be like a little shuttle that goes back and forth. So let's just sort by line name. It's going to be this one. And let's just make it sort of yellow because that's a bit different. And I think that'll be okay. That'll be just a little connection back and forth. In terms of the metro, that's where it's a little bit trickier. Because I am not sure how to connect this right now. I'm not really sure what the best way is going to be at all. Because this lines up, let's see, this lines up sort of in a weird place. So bring you out. Let me bulldoze some buildings so I can see what I'm doing. You're going to go, let's turn off the guidelines. You're going to go to there. And I think that's all right. Maybe a little bit further back. So you're going to go there. And we're going to say, what is that? 5 by 5. So that's okay for a curve, which means this guy is going to be, what is that? 5, 6. Can I do this? I don't know if that's an even curve, but I'm going to do it because it's about as good as it's going to be. And then this guy lines up right about there. And then I should just need to do a 5 by 5 and run this straight through, except there's a elementary school kind of in the way. So we'll move the elementary school next to the other elementary school and we'll run this metro line straight through there. And I think that looks all right. It's not terrible. We're going to have to do some trees and some detailing, but it does give us something to work with, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. So let's have it go from there. Let's have it go to there, and let's just have it go back. And that will be something. It'll be something, all right. Unless, do I want this guy to... I kind of want this guy to go that way as well. So we're going to have this guy come out to there, and then I need to figure out how this is going to work. So you come straight through and go there? Is that a thing? That is a thing we can do. Interesting. This is going to be weird. It is going to be weird, but that's probably going to be pretty good for us, I think. I'm hoping. I'm hoping that looks good. I'm hoping it's going to be cool to have these connections and get all the public transport going. Now, back to the trees. I think this is starting to come together. It's definitely a little weird doing this all by hand, not having any kind of tree brush, any kind of mod. It's kind of weird not having random tree rotations as well, because it's making everything look very samey. And it's also kind of weird because the trees have a really low level of detail. So when you zoom out, they get very like, ugh. But it's fine. We're not going to stress too much about it. This is just one of those projects that I want to do because, you know, like I said at the start of the video, man, it's been a rough couple of days. It has been. It's just been a rough couple of days. It's just, I don't do well in heat. Just warm temperatures, just warm weather, humidity. It's awful. I can't deal with it at all. It's genuinely, oh, I don't know how people do it. I mean, I've been to, like, where have I been to? I don't know. I completely blanked for a second there. California. I was in California, and you know that phrase people always say? It's like, oh, it's different heat. It's a different heat in California. It genuinely is a different heat. Like here, it's like all, ugh. You know, I feel like this. I feel like, you know, what's that ugly fish that people always, the blobfish. I feel like a blobfish. I feel like a blobfish, man. I'm sitting here like just melting. And in California, it was like, there's air conditioning everywhere you go. There's, you know, the wind was cold, but the sun was beating down. It was beautiful. It's not like that here. Here, it's gray outside, but it's still ridiculously warm. So it's miserable. I hate it. I hate everything about it. And I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I don't do warm temperatures. I'm starting to sound like my grandparents. Oh, it's been a few, it's been a few days. It has. It absolutely has been. I think this looks okay. I think this is okay. I think this is going to be like a nicely detailed thing. This in here is probably going to be detailed. This I'm debating. I feel like I want this to have some buildings, like something in here. So maybe like another info booth or something could go sort of in that corner. Maybe some more restrooms could kind of live about there. And maybe a little cafe could live kind of there. But then I think this is just going to be dense trees again for the most part. So we'll just do something a bit like this. We'll kind of surround the buildings a little bit. We'll not go quite as crazy on this part. We'll do a bit. You know, we'll go for a bit of density, but I want to just split it up with some smaller trees a little bit more than we have done. Maybe down here should be kind of more dense though. So something like that, and maybe something like that. That's not really any more split up at all in terms of density, but it's fine. It's totally fine. This is what I've been doing for the last... I don't know how much of this video is actually going to be a video, to be honest with you, because so much of it is just placing trees. So much of it's going to be cut out. It just is. It's just the way this works, isn't it? It's one of those episodes where like everything's going to be cut because it's just placing trees for like 2 hours. It's one of those days. It really is. But anyway, let's put a little bit of color in here just to spruce it up a little bit. Or to flower tree it up a little bit. That's a topical tree joke for you there. Certainly not a tropical tree joke because I don't do these types. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up and go play some paths is what I'm gonna do, because I do want some actual paths in here. I want to turn off all guidelines. And I want to do something like, oh, I don't know if this is actually going to let me do this. I don't want it to connect. I want to avoid that because I just do. But I don't know if I can. So let's do that. I want to bring this through here. And I don't necessarily want to connect it to the road. I want to bring it like through there. And... like that. And I don't know if that's going to do anything, but I want to do that because I just do. And I think we're going to have to cover that little like ugly bit there. And I think we're going to have to do a little bit of like this just to mask the path a little bit, just so you don't see it quite as clearly. And I think that's all right. Maybe one or two of those trees kind of up here as well, just to be a little bit different. So that's fine. And that's something I want to do throughout a lot more of this space. So I want to go from like here, and I want to go like this, and I'm gonna bring this path up to here. So even though there's a fence in the way, I'm gonna do that path, and people will probably walk on it, and they'll just walk and like phase through the fence, and we're just gonna deal with that. We're gonna kind of hide. We're gonna hide our crimes as we do. You're gonna see the path here, but you don't see it there, and you don't see it there, and I think that's fine. I think that's okay. And I think that's kind of what I'm going to do in a few spots along here, just so we have something a little bit more interesting than just a standard, you know, set of paths going through here. I was actually a little bit skeptical about going too crazy with trees, but looking at this from above, I'm okay with it. I do want to do more kind of in the middle. You know, I think we need more sort of in here, for example. And I think we need like one or two more sort of there and there. And obviously this bit still needs done, but I'm not absolutely hating this. And that makes me happy because I was worried that I would. I was a little bit concerned that this was gonna look, how do I put this nicely? Crap. So it's nice that it's not completely terrible. You know, it's nice that it's okay. Could it be better? It sure could. Could it be worse? It sure could. It absolutely could. So, oh, we got gazebos too. Okay. I will enjoy those is what I will do. I can't do that, and that upsets me. Can I do this? No. Can I do this? Yes. Why is it I can't do that? Is it because like there's a building in the way? Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, so what if I did that? And on this side, I guess it just goes straight down because it can. So those are just going to connect together like normal. This side, unfortunately, can't connect together like normal. So this side's going to do that, which I'm not thrilled about, but it's fine. We'll do a couple of cheeky little trees in there just to, you know, hide those crimes. We'll put that across there. And I'm thinking we might just put a gazebo in here. Because we can. Why not put a gazebo in front of the expo center or whatever this building is? I don't remember. Or no, I can't do restroom. So gazebo. We're going to do a gazebo because that's... yeah, that looks ridiculous. That looks so dumb. That looks so dumb. Oh my God, I love it. I love that we just have this, like, there's all these massive buildings and then a gazebo. For some reason, there is just a gazebo. I love it. That is peak Greensville right there is what it is. We'll do a nice little line of trees there. We'll do, I don't know, let's do something like a bit different. I don't know. What have we got? We don't have much. We could do that guy. I do want to do something a bit different though. What about you? Is that too different? That's too different. That's definitely too different. A bush. This guy. I don't think that's too bad. I think that's all right. And then maybe one there and one sort of there. Yeah, that's all right by me. And then maybe a bit of color. So maybe at the gates, we have some of these smaller trees just to sort of border it a little bit. And then maybe that's where we throw in a bit of color there and a bit of color there and a little bit there and maybe a little bit over here too. And I think that's okay. Obviously, we still have this space in here to do something with, but I like this. I do like this, and I think it's a good use of that space, if a little bit weird. I like it, though. Moving away from there for just a second, though, I do want to slightly stay on topic when it comes to the series, and I think we'll just go ahead and do a little bit of a district thing here. So we're going to come in like that, and we're going to go ahead and just do, you know, we've had this bit of detailing going on all episode, so of course, we're going to just put in some boring old grids. And we're just going to make a bit of a new district over here. I'm thinking that road there, we're probably not really going to do any zoning on. So I think this guy could go to about there. And I think that'll be fine. That can be cut out. And we could extend further into, maybe we do actually put some zoning on this. Hold on a minute. Is that something we want to do? It could be. It absolutely could be. Because I could bring this guy down. I can bring that guy over. And I think we might do that. I don't... yeah, I think we are going to do that. And I think what we'll do is bring some zoning down into this space as well. Is it the neatest? Absolutely not. Is it gonna work? I think it is. And I think that's gonna be good. That's a good bit of density. Oh, also power problems. Why are we having power? Oh, we don't have enough we don't have enough electricity? We're consuming 550. I suppose I did place a bunch of new buildings, didn't I? So let's do another geothermal plant, I guess. And we'll put it there. And that seems like a good little spot for it. That should solve all of the problems, right? Electricity production 606. That's perfect. Okay. So we have that out of the way. We have pipes in here already, which is good. And we can just go ahead and zone that, I suppose. I was thinking we'd do a little bit more detailing with it, but like I said, kind of in the spirit of the challenge, we'll focus on a bit of density is what we'll do. Maybe we'll do something like this. So we'll have a bit of commercial along there. We can do some commercial along here. And we can do some commercial all along here as well. So that way, we're dealing with the demand that we have for commercial. We'll get some residential eventually. We could do some offices kind of in that space and that space. But for the most part, residential. And I think that's okay. So that'll be a good little district. We can do a nice little park in there. And I think as well, it might not be a terrible idea to actually make that a district and say that it's going to have an Old Town policy. Because if we don't do that, this road here is going to become a through road. And I don't think it should be. Because it's not really, wasn't really designed to be originally, you know? It was just going to end there. So I think this is good. Because especially with this guy connected to it, it's going to make that Crossroads a lot less ridiculous. So I think that'll be good. Let's go to policies. Let's go to city planning. Let's go to Old Town. And it would almost be maybe worth doing that in a couple of other places too. But for now, we'll leave it be. We'll let it build. We'll let it do its thing. And it should be fine. So that'll be a bit more in the way of construction. This is a bit more in the way of entertainment. And thinking about it, if you have a look at our population right now, we are 3,000 people away from completing this challenge. Which is kind of nuts, honestly. What is this, part 10 of the series? I have an idea. And that idea is that we're going to leave it there for today. And next episode is probably going to be the last of the actual challenge part of this. I might continue and do some building on this map with no mods to see just how that goes. But next episode is definitely going to be the end of the challenge. So what I want you to do is go down to the comments and suggest anything. Anything at all. Mostly, I want you to suggest what the next City Skylines series is going to be. But I also just want suggestions for what else you might want to see on the channel. This video is going to be, for the next little while, the main place I'm going to take suggestions from. Because if you've watched all the way to the end of this episode, and it's 10 parts in, then I want to hear from you. I'm curious. I'm curious to see what you'd like to see on the channel. So, yeah. Go down to the comments. Let me know what you'd like to see next. While you're down there, do feel free to leave a like on the video. I would appreciate it. It does apparently really help out with the YouTube algorithms. I hate that word. I hate the word algorithm. It's like when people call videos content. It's so clinical. It's so needlessly clinical. But anyway, thank you for watching this content. Hopefully the algorithm pushed it out to your subscription feed in a good way. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.